The scientific proof of a God's existence, as demanded by skeptics, is impossible. All proof of such magnitude of the existence of anything is impossible. That's what we're told by theistic debaters in both the scientific and philosophical fields when all of their other arguments collapse. While scientists may have the necessary tools to eloquently answer this argument in great detail, this argument can be easily answered by any objective person. When making this argument, theists will say that no kind of scientific method can be used to prove our own existence or the existence of anything at all that we experience, that there is nothing of which we can be certain. They may look at you, point to you, and say, "You can't know that you are standing there and that I'm standing before you. You can't prove that everything you see actually exists in the way it appears to exist, or if it exists at all. You could be nothing more than a brain in a lab somewhere, and that all you experience is merely information being fed into your brain." Of course, we all agree that this isn't the case, and that we actually do exist. But the point being made by theists is that there is no way to prove, with certainty, the existence of anything, and therefore we shouldn't demand this sort of proof of a God's existence. Without knowing everything about scientific methods used to prove anything, one enormous problem of this argument is its major oversight. When we say to each other, "You can't prove your existence, you can't prove my existence, you can't prove that you experience all that you think you experience," what we are doing is pointing to each other, the existence of which we agree on, and saying we can't prove it. We are referencing what all individuals involved can look at and uniformly identify and define, and then saying it can't be proved. What's missing here is a God. There is no God present before us. There is no God before us that we can all see, which the skeptics are pointing at and then saying, "See that? That isn't there." And those affirming a God's existence are not pointing to a God present before all of us while making their argument. Their entire argument consists of comparing an absent God to present people and objects. Unfortunately for them, their God cannot be given the same status as humans who are at least courteous enough to show up to the debate. Before they can compare their God to people, we must all be able to see this God and be able to individually and objectively identify its characteristics for ourselves. Then, and only then, can they point out what we all should be able to witness, examine, and verify independently. The entire debate, whether theological or philosophical, of a God's existence, is only taking place because we have not seen a God. We do see many occurrences that people like to attribute to a God, but they do so without having seen a God whose existence we can all agree upon. We have no reference point. There is nothing that skeptics and believers are simultaneously looking at, then disagreeing upon. There simply is no God before us. If a God did appear before us, there would simply be no debate. There would be no disbelief. There may still be atheism, due to the fact that some of us might know a God exists, the Abrahamic one for instance, yet be very repulsed by its despicable nature and therefore not submit or subscribe to such a deity. But we would not reject the claims of his existence.